Welcome to the SPCC web lectures. In the last lecture, we have done 3 address code format with 2 examples. Both examples were of if condition. We are starting with the next example in today's lecture for a while loop. I hope you must have tried the while loop and a for loop. Then also I will do it again, and I will also do one exam question which has came for 5 marks in last regular paper. Starting with the given example, while I is less than or equal to n, we have to execute some lines, that is sum is equal to sum plus I, increment the value of I by 1 and end the loop. This is a loop which will be continuously running when the condition is true. Okay, we start with the starting address 100. You can take any address. I am taking 100 as a starting address. While is checking some condition, so it will be similar to if condition. If I is less than n, if this condition is true, go to some statement. If it is false, go to some statement, because it is a condition that we are going to check, and that condition will run in a loop, so it is a while loop for some condition. So if I is less than equal to n, go to this statement. If not, this condition fails, go to this statement. Taking example, if this condition is true, we have to jump to inside the loop, and if this condition is false, we are going to jump outside the loop. That is clear? Okay, fine. We start then 102. Suppose this condition is true, we are considering if the condition is true, I have jumped inside the loop, where what is happening? We have T1 is equal to sum plus I, and then 103 sum is equal to T1. Then 104 we have incrementing a value of I. So I take I2 is equal to I plus 1, and 105 I will do that I is equal to I2. Okay, find the incremented value of I is stored in I again. Now this is what will happen inside the loop. 106 is the remaining part of the code. Fine. When the condition is true, we'll jump to 10. When the condition is true, we'll jump to 102. 102 will get executed, and after 102 get executed, we have to again, what is the while loop do? When this statement get executed, it will again check the condition. So over here also at 106 we have to do something. What if the inside loop get executed, we have to again check it. This is what a loop will do. If it was only a if condition, we will have executed the if part and come outside the loop. But when it is a while loop or a for loop, we are going to check condition again till the condition is true or till the condition is false. If the condition is false, I will come out of the loop. If the condition is true, I will go inside the loop and recheck it. So at 106 we have to go back to 100. So 100 again, if the condition will be checked, if I is less than or equal to n. If yes, it will go inside the loop at 102 and it will execute the loop. Clear? समझ में आया? 107 is the remaining part of the code. That is the outside part, this part what we are saying. If the condition is false, we have to go outside the loop. So what will I do? When the condition is false, I will jump to the outside. When the condition is false, I will not execute the inner part, I will come outside the loop. Simple. कुछ भी गड़बड़ है नहीं. सिर्फ while loop में ध्यान क्या देना है, ये स्टेटमेंट है. जब भी देखो if कंडीशन था तभी आप यहाँ पे क्या लिखते थे, यू आर जंपिंग आउटसाइड द लूप. पर यहाँ पे while loop में क्या होगा या लूप्स में क्या होगा, will again jump back to the कंडीशन, दैट इज कहाँ पे कंडीशन चेक हो रहा है. लूप हो गया ना ये, तो यही हम लोग को ध्यान में रखना है. कितना सिंपल है. फाइन, समझ में आया. I will take one more example. Taking the next example, it is a similar example what we have done right now, but it is instead of while loop we are using a do while loop. Do while loop, what happens? We are compulsory going to execute the part of the condition at least once, and then we are going to check the condition. So same thing should get reflected into your 3 address code format. So what happened at 100, I am writing the inner part of the loop that has to be get executed at least for once. Then it will come to the 104 when it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will jump to 100. It will jump to 100. So the condition is true, you have to be inside the loop. If the condition is false, I will go to the else part of the statement. So both look similar, only the condition is checked after the execution of the loop, and over here in the while the condition is checked before and then a part of a loop get executed. Fine. Going to the next example for a for loop. As we know, the for loop has three statements: initialization statement, condition statement and incrementing statement. The initialization statement get executed before the condition is checked, and it is done only once. Condition statement is check the condition and the loop get executed that many times, and number of times the loop is getting executed, the conditional statement will get executed. And the incremental value of a variable is executed at end of the inner part of the loop. Before a loop get terminated or before the loop get end, we have to execute the incremental or decremental value, and then come back to the condition verification. These three things should get reflected in your 3 address code format. So same is getting reflected. I start with 100 and initializing a value of a I. That is only once we have to do, that is initialization part of a for loop. Then we check the condition, because that is the first part, that is the second part, then the loop is executed, and the third part of a loop. Now what will happen over here? I will check the condition. If the I is less than or equal to, go to some location. We'll wait for that. If it is false, again if it is a if condition, we have two statements. If it is true, go to this statement. If it is false, go to this statement. False, then go to this particular statement. 104. What will happen over here? Inside the loop there is f is equal to f into I. So that is getting executed. After this, these two statements are the incrementer, that is I plus plus is written after the loop, because we know that at this point we have to increment the value of I and then again go to the condition checking. The same is happening over here. As soon as the loop statement get executed, we are going to increment the value of I, and after that we are going to go back and check the condition. Where is the condition written? At 102. We will go to 102 and check the condition again. If the condition is true, I am jumping to 104. If the condition is false, I am coming outside the loop, that is 109. Clear? So we are going to do the example of May 2019 regular paper. So what was the given sum? It is only a 5 marks and they have asked only for 3 address code. So they have not asked for the representation, that is quadruples or triples. We do not have to do that because it is a 5 mark example. So we have to just write a 3 address code. We will start with the solution. We are starting with 100. So what is the first thing? While. If you read the question, the while loop, and inside the while loop there is a if condition. So we have 2 if conditions. The first one, while loop, if A is less than B, go to some location. Always there is if condition, there will be one more statement which will go jump on false, मतलब condition is not true. इतना तो हो गया, fine. If the condition is true, I will jump inside the loop. तो 102 आ गया यहाँ पे. At 102 there is again a if condition, with that condition check whether C is less than D. So if it is a condition, again there will be a multiple statement, true or false. If the condition is true, I will go to 104. So what will I write over here? If condition is true, then the statement is x is equal to y plus 2. T1 is equal to y plus 2. 105. What will I do? X is equal to T1. Fine. 106. After this loop get executed, I should again go by to while loop to check the condition. It is a go to statement. So here I will not go outside the loop because I am inside the if condition, and again I have to check the while loop. So this part is important. Okay, 107. When will I go at 107? When the if condition is false. When the if condition is false. If the if condition is false, what will be the statement? T2 is equal to y minus 2. 108. 108 will be x is equal to T2. Fine. 109 will be some statement. If I complete this internal part of if condition, I have to go outside. No, you have to go back to the loop checking condition, that is 100, and then there will be a 110, and that 110 will be executed only when the while condition is false. So this is the solution, and this is what we get for 5 marks. Clear? You can go through it again and understand it. The next question that was asked in the exam was explain the different types of intermediate code representation with an example. For that we have done already the postfix notation, syntax tree, DAG, directed acyclic graph, and 3-address code format. We have done 3-address code format completely. Postfix notation we know. I want you to go and refer the notes, chapter number 6, where complete answer with explanation of syntax tree and directed acyclic graph is given. As of now, I will just give you the brief introduction to syntax tree. Whenever you, for a given statement, you draw a parse tree, right? We have done in the class a parse tree. In a parse tree, we have variables. There are variables and terminals. Syntax tree eliminates the variable. The syntax tree has only and only terminals. Then what is DAG, sir? DAG is a directed acyclic graph which is similar to syntax tree, but syntax tree has repetitive or redundant information. A same thing is executed multiple times in a syntax tree. So B plus A or A plus B is there in a syntax tree for 3 times. So DAG tried to eliminate that by using a directional looping, that is DAG. Means what? The parse tree, if you eliminate the variables, we have syntax tree. In syntax tree, if you have repetitive branches that will be grouped together, that is nothing but directed acyclic graph. We are pointing to a, we will direct it or point towards the branch which can show the same representation, that is nothing but a DAG. Fine. The multiple examples are given in the notes. Please go through it. This question was asked as a theory question for 10 marks, so you have to write at least one example of it. 3-address code format, you can take any simple example and write a 3-address code format. Clear? Sure. Thank you.